The clock that refused to hurry. At the edge of a small town, just beyond the market square, stood a clock tower. It was not tall, and it was not impressive. Its stones were pale and weathered, and its face was plain, marked only by black numbers and two steady hands. But it kept excellent time. Every morning the town woke to its bell. Every evening shutters closed as it rang again. People trusted it without thinking, which is the highest compliment a clock can earn. Inside the tower, behind a narrow wooden door, the clock listened. The clock heard everything. It heard footsteps crossing the square, carts rattling over stone, voices calling prices and names. It heard laughter, arguments, apologies, and sometimes long silences. It did not comment. It simply counted. One year, the town began to change. New roads were built. New shops opened. People walked faster, spoke quicker, checked the clock more often. They complained when it seemed slow. It must be losing time, they said. But it wasn't. It was keeping time exactly as it always had. One afternoon, a watchmaker climbed the tower stairs. He was careful, methodical, and deeply offended by inaccuracies. He examined the gears and frowned. Perfect, he said, and that is the problem. He adjusted the clock just slightly so the minutes would pass a little faster. At first, no one noticed. The town grew busier. People arrived early and left late. Meals shortened. Conversations thinned. The clock rang and everyone hurried. Inside the tower, the clock felt something unfamiliar. It felt rushed. At night, when the square emptied, the clock listened to the wind and thought, which it was not meant to do, but did anyway. Time, it believed, was not meant to be chased. So one evening, when the square was quiet and the stars had appeared, the clock slowed itself back down. Not by much, just enough. The next morning, someone missed a meeting. then another. Then a train was caught by a single breath, not a sprint. People grumbled. The watchmaker returned, annoyed, and adjusted the clock again, faster. This went on for weeks. The watchmaker sped it up. The clock slowed itself down. Neither spoke. One evening, a woman stopped beneath the tower. One evening, a woman stopped beneath the tower. She sat on the low stone wall and waited for the bell. When it rang, she did not move. Instead, she smiled. "That's better," she said. The clock listened closely. Others began to notice. A baker paused before closing his shop. A child lingered instead of running. A couple stood talking long after they meant to leave. The town did not slow all at once, but it hesitated. The watchmaker came one last time. He stood inside the tower, hands on his hips, staring at the clock. "You're wrong," he said. The clock said nothing, but it did not speed up. Eventually, the watchmaker stopped coming. The town adjusted. Not back to how it had been, but to something softer. The clock rang on. People still hurried when they needed to, but sometimes when the bell echoed through the square, they waited instead. The clock continued counting. Not faster, not slower, just enough.